Hey, good morning and happy Friday, everybody. It's Bonita here from the Trauma Recovery School, and today I'm here to talk to you about brain care for energy renewal and how to understand and overcome your trauma-induced fatigue. I have clients all the time talk about how little energy they have, how fatigued they are. I haven't yet come across a client who I've worked with one-to-one who hasn't had adrenal fatigue, and that's come from their trauma and their PTSD. So let's just have a little delve into what is this trauma-induced fatigue and to make decisions on power and direction and what jobs need to be done. And it's exactly the same as your brain. So your brain has all this energy that it needs to manage all the time, but it needs to focus on two key things. First of all, managing your inner emotions, and second of all, handling your energy levels. So if you think about the brain is like a master chef, it's like a chef, right? And it needs to constantly be mixing ingredients together to make the perfect dish for us. But it's also in charge of our emotional state. It's in charge of every single bit of our rational thinking, our work, our family environment, looking after us, and incidentally, keeping the body functioning and keeping the body alive. So basically, it's working seriously hard, okay? And not only that, for us women, we have to consider that one ingredient that we have very little control over, and that is hormones. So depending on where you are in life, depending on where you are in your monthly cycle, not only do you have to put up with all of your emotions and your energy, but you've got to think about your hormones. And also what's happening behind the scenes is our neurotransmitters. And that is our chemical messaging that the brain has to put up with. That's our that's like how much serotonin to give when we're feeling happy, how much dopamine to give when we are feeling triggered, how much cortisol to release, etc., etc. So it has to make do with this wide range of emotions. And in a day, we can feel everything from sadness to happiness, okay? In one day, we can get angry. Your body also has to manage your energy. So if you imagine your energy level in your body is like your phone battery. The more you use it, every time you go on Facebook, every time you check something, every time you go onto Google, every time you get a call, every time you look at WhatsApp, every time you have a text message or a phone call, the battery reserve becomes lower and lower and lower and lower. And then you use Google Maps to go somewhere, and then you've come back and you've done a few calls, and then you've Googled something, and suddenly you go, oh my God, I'm on 50%. That is exactly how your brain and your body is responding. So you need to become super aware of how much energy do I have in my account balance? How much percentage battery life do I have left? And, you know, trying to be super aware of when your energy fluctuates and you become really low, or when your energy is really high, which of those two states gives off the most energy? So you have to be like very aware of what you do every single day. And perhaps what will help is you need to create a diary. You need to create a diary of when you're really high, when you're really low, and what happens in the two, because the two can be really, really different. So think about your energy release or your fatigue as the power on your battery. Where is it in your body? Now, trauma's impact when we have had PTSD, or we've got PTSD and past trauma, is that it can definitely lead in some people to hyperarousal. And that state is hugely emotionally exhausting. It consumes huge amounts of energy. So think of it as you being triggered, you go hyperarousal, and then you simply become like a car, an automatic car vehicle stuck in neutral, can't get it in first gear, you can't reverse it, and all you're doing is revving the engine. And we all know that the more we rev our engine, the more fuel we burn. Same concept there, okay? It is the same concept. So what do we do about this? What are the kind of things we can do to get out of this adrenal fatigue state, or this trauma-induced fatigue that we find ourselves in? Well, there are a few things. First of all, nutrition. We have to fuel the body, and there's a very specific way that you need to do that. You have to exercise. Move the body, whether that's walking steps at home, in your garden, whether that's just doing exercises in a chair, doing some yoga. You know, we've got YouTube these days. If you can't find it on YouTube, it probably doesn't exist. So you can do gentle exercises. You have got to get control of your sleep. If you aren't able to sleep, then you need to use certain things like perhaps CBD oil may work. Maybe when you have had a few days of lack of sleep, you need to turn to maybe some herbal sleep tablets or herbal cures. But the best thing for sleep is activity. And you need to be able to control that brain behavior. So you have to really create new neural pathways. And the way to do that is keeping active. Activities, doing exercises. And the best thing for that is exercises, tools and techniques that are specifically chosen to keep your brain active. In my Trauma Recovery Method program, in fact, I've just had a session with my group, and we were talking about exactly this topic, about how do we keep ourselves sane and sorted? How do we keep our neural pathways moving? Remember, we all revert back to our younger self. So identity work is really important, and that's a whole new topic. But basically, we have to be very aware of our brain's energy and how much we're giving off. And the way to do that is to get the right help. Now, if you're at the point where you cannot go any further, you want to really resolve this issue for yourself, I urge you to message me, watch our masterclass. The link will be in the live below. Go through the booking system and book a call with us. Find out how we can help you. You don't have to do this by yourself. And yes, you can recover from past trauma and PTSD. You just need to want to do it. Okay, have an amazing Friday, everybody. Doesn't matter where you are across the world today. Have a fantastic Friday. Make sure that you put yourself first, and I will see you next week again. Bye.